Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Larry Bodenheimer, and today we're going to be taking a look at Stelpak. Stelpak is a 32-bit Trojan, and we are reviewing this on Windows 11. Before we run the malware itself, let's take a look on virus total. We can see there's 52 out of 72 detections, community score of -13, and if we come over to details, we can see that this was first submitted on October 25th. So having that many detections is a really big L for the malware writer, but it is what it is. Popular threat label is Zusi/Stelpak, and family labels are Zusi, Stelpak, and GLDKK, which I've never heard of before, but okay. Here are your tags: portable executable, checks user input, detects a debug environment, calls WMI, spreader, checks CPU name, and long sleeps. This was last analyzed 2 minutes ago, and it was not done by me. As a matter of fact, this malware has been getting quite a bit of attention. But let's go ahead and take a look at it for ourselves. So it would actually take longer to see who does detect it rather than who does not. So we're just going to go down to the undetecteds. Not really any major names here. Baidu doesn't detect it, neither does ClamAV or WebRoot, which is fine. Most people aren't using these AVs anyway. And if we just go to look for a select few, where's Bitdefender? Bitdefender has a generic variant for it. Kaspersky has the Stelpak signature and Malwarebytes. And even, if I wanted to look for it, McAfee and Sophos and, where's the other one? Norton. It's under Symantec. Even they have a signature for it as well. If we go to details, here's your MD5, your SHA-1, and your SHA-256 for the video. You do not have to type these in manually. This will also be in the comments section down below in case you want to look at it yourself. Here's your creation time and your first seen in the wild time. I always ignore these because these can be falsified. I don't believe they were in this case, but I just never take a look at those. Here's also the names that it came under. We've got a random string here, print.exe, which is actually the variant I have, and unlock tool 2.3.4.exe. If we go to relations, we have 5 contacted URLs. We've got a Telegram domain, looks like Asgard, but with a 7. We have a different IP with 11 detections. We also have a DLL on that same IP with no detections, so I'm going to reanalyze both of these. And then we've got the clear Telegram domain. We also have 4 contacted domains. We've got Telegram updatelink.site, which I've never heard of, so we could take a look at that too. And then these other 2 are just static Microsoft domains. 19 contacted IP addresses. This one is catching my eye. We definitely want to keep an eye out for that. This one looks like it's out of Germany. Just want to make sure that is the case. I believe DE is for Dush. And yeah, that is for Germany itself. So we'll take a look at that later. And then we've got a few which are out of the US, and one with 7 detections, which is out of the UK. We also have 1 execution parent, which seems to be a random string. We can take a look at that later in the video. A RAR with 26 detections, that is quite bad. We also have 56 dropped files. However, these have either not been analyzed or come up clean. And bundled files 6, no detections, or they come up clean as well. If we go to behavior, again, I don't spend much time on behavior on this channel, but if you want to take a look at it for yourself, you are more than able to. Let's go ahead and open that up really quick. We have 4 medium sandbox analysis detections, 2 low crowdsource Sigma rules, and 4 low crowdsource IDS rules. And finally, if we go to community, who's taking a look at this? Everybody. We've got Cur88, Nike Analytics, and Jaffa Cakes 118. I know these 2. I still don't know who Cur is, but maybe we'll find out who they are one day. We got Carlos Cabal, Petic, VX Underground's here as well, AnyRun Sandbox Analysis, VMray, and that's it. But a lot of big names on this one. Kind of a huge L, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and lower this really quick. Let's show the tools that we have for this video. We have Wireshark, which I will go ahead and restart really quick. We have Process Explorer, Process Monitor, and XUI. So now last thing we'll do is we'll check the properties of this file. I said, well, man, Windows 11 is a joke. Go to properties. And if we go to details, we can see some quite realistic looking values. So it says print utility with 2 spaces, a realistic looking file version, a very realistic looking product name, copyright Microsoft Corporation, all rights reserved. So, yeah, you get a thumbs up for that. But if we go to digital signatures, there are no digital signatures, so that immediately would jump out at me. But if you're just somebody that looks at details, maybe a few points there. So let's go ahead and click cancel on that. And the last thing we're going to do is quite simply to run the malware. Let's get Process Explorer open. I'm going to minimize the processes for all the tools I have open, so Wireshark, Process Monitor, Process Explorer, and minimize that Edge window as well. And without any further ado, let us run the malware. Do you want to allow this app from an unknown publisher to make changes to your device? Of course I do. So we'll click yes, and immediately we have print.exe running under Explorer. And if we take a look over here, it runs 2 more processes of itself, and now it's running under it's still running under Explorer, but it says path access is denied. Access is denied? How are you? That's interesting. Okay, that's unfortunate, but we'll still be able to see everything that it does in Process Monitor once we're done taking a look at it here. It's opening a command window, which is, yet again, access is denied. That's really weird. And then it killed its own process. And if we take a look for anything suspicious up here... You know, that doesn't look like the original service host to me. Error opening process, user access denied. It's very unfortunate. I'm not sure how it's doing that, but okay. But this is almost certainly not the real... I mean, well, not almost certainly. It's definitely not the real service host. 1, it has a different icon, which immediately stuck out to me. But 2, it has no description or company name. So that's fine. Is there anything else like that that's jumping out? These 2 are fine. CTF monitor, audio, shellhost.exe? Okay. That may just have something to do with Windows 11. I'm going to take a look really quick. Got a security. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. Just wanted to check that really quick because I'm not too familiar with Windows 11 yet. Alright, and the process did kill itself, so what we're going to do now is we're going to stop this in Wireshark. We're going to save it, and we're going to save it to documents number 1. Let's go ahead and do that, and if we want to pull this up, we'll go to... No, sorry. We'll go to import data, a little rusty on XUI as well. We'll go to documents, and we will open our PCAP. And this will analyze that in the background. Now, the first thing I want to do before we take a look at it in XUI itself, I want to take a look and see if we can't find that IP address, which would be under relations. So we're looking for 116.202.182.67. I automatically see some redirects and 0 windows over here. And I'm not seeing that IP address itself, but I'm seeing a lot of weird stuff going on from a 104. We got some keep alives, we've got some 0 windows. That's very interesting. 104.2.1. If I go to contacted IP addresses, 104.2.1.96.10, but there's no detections. I'm going to open this in a new tab really quick and just see if we can't reanalyze it. So let's hit reanalyze. Said it was last analyzed 27 minutes ago. The page you navigated to does not exist. Well, that doesn't make any sense. I literally just opened it. Okay. Well, that's odd. But there's other ways to figure this out as well, like abuse IPDB, but we'll come back to that. I still want to see if we can find this 116. Tell you what, we'll just narrow it down. I wanted to do a little bit of a scavenger hunt, but apparently that's not going to work. Let's do 67. And no, I don't see any connections to that IP. And I did type it correctly. Okay, do we have any HTTP traffic? We have a little bit, but this looks like it's just certificate authorities for things like Firefox. If I go to this, yeah, it's a GoDaddy domain, which we've seen some weird stuff come out of GoDaddy domains, but I mean here we've got SSL. This looks like a certificate authority to me, and this is the other part of that. And then you've got these OCSP protocols. But I'm not seeing anything else that's really jumping out at me. So we'll go ahead and start a new packet capture. Zooey should be done by now. Indeed it is. We'll go to query pool, and we're going to look for three things. Well, we're going to look for two things. We're going to look for notices, and then we're going to look for 3 different levels of alerts. So we have 280 rows to look through. It's not too many, so let's just take our time on this. We've got an HTTP here, but that's almost certainly certificate authority. Everything that's in here is going to be what we saw on Wireshark. Here we go. We've got a notice here, and this is an invalid server certificate. That's not necessarily suspicious on its own, but here we go. We've got an alert 3. This is the lowest danger level of alert, but still definitely worth taking a look at. And here we go. Yeah, ET-info observed a Telegram domain in TLS. Action was allowed. Okay. And if you're wondering, I did see a comment about this in one of my earlier videos. Just because it's allowed, we're not going to be able to disallow it with Zooey. This just shows the rule that was picked up. So these are mostly like Snort or Zeek intrusion detection system rules. But Zooey has no IDS or IPS of its own. This is just to take a look at events. We do have another notice here, probably another... Oh, this is something I haven't seen before. Too little traffic. Only observed 0 TCP acknowledgements and was expecting at least 1. Okay. Odd. And we got another alert here, which is Spotify peer-to-peer client, not suspicious traffic. Interesting. Okay. That's very interesting. But we don't see any other alerts. We don't see an alert 1 that tells us of any suspected async rat or quasar rat domains. So that's fine enough on its own. I doubt you would have captured any more suspicious traffic. Yeah, this all looks fine. So most likely what we've got here is an info stealer rather than like an actual remote access Trojan. Info stealers are usually one and done kind of things where they take what they can the instant that they're run and then they just kill themselves and don't run again. And if I remember correctly, I don't remember seeing persistence as one of the tags. Yeah, it's not. So this is almost definitely an info stealer. We'll still restart the computer to see if it's persistent, but I kind of doubt it is in this case. Next thing we'll do is we'll take a look in process monitor. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to copy, well actually I can just type that. We're going to do 2 filters. The first one is going to be operation is create file. And then we're also going to do process name is print.exe. Hopefully it did not delete those other files that it dropped. But if it did, unfortunate. Let's go ahead and click apply. And this runs really quick because there's only 4 million events. All right, and we have 9,000 events to filter through. This is unusual. That's a lot. So I'm mostly going to look for the ones that just say name not found. So immediately we've got mickt.ic. That's an icon file, and it was immediately deleted. Let's go ahead and maximize this as well. And we can cancel that. I want to expand the path directory. And its prefetch was deleted, unfortunately. Okay, so I'm going to keep an eye out for these name not found ones, because that means they were both created and then deleted later. So we've got a lot from this MickeyT.ico. You know what? I'm going to look that up really quick, because I don't know what that is. MickeyT.ico. Is that really just a Mickey Mouse icon? That's interesting. Oh, wait a minute. Mickey T, caprylic acid. Okay, I don't know what any of that is. Let's go ahead and lower that and go back to this. I mean, it was just an icon, but I wanted to see if it was associated with anything else. We have a ton of delays.temp. So you know what? I want to copy that. Let's go back to filter, and then I want path is not, and try that and see if that removes a bunch of these events. And not as many as I thought, but that does narrow things down a little bit. Let's close that again. We've got some .mun files. We've got some DLLs that we're very familiar with. So not anything outside of the ordinary so far. We got name collisions, which can mostly be ignored. Name not found, more of those DLLs. Most likely were installed because the malware had dependencies on it. Got some metadata pulls. That's fine. Here we go. So it looks like it's looking for specific browsers. So we've got Chrome, Chromium, Amigo, Torch, Komodo, Epic Privacy Browser, whatever COC is, Brave Software, Scent Browser, 7-Star, and Shadot. And then we've got some stuff over here for the cookies and Edge. So a bunch of stuff to do with Edge, which is actually installed. And then it looks like it does some cache pulls with random names. That's fine. I imagine the reason we're seeing so much more with Edge is because I actually do have Edge installed. We just have Edge and Firefox on this machine so far. And because I don't have Chrome or Chromium or anything, it did a check to see if it's on the system. And once it realized that it wasn't, it stopped. We got some assets. Some store stuff. We got a bunch of Edge data. Kind of scared to do the scroll bar because there's so many events. I don't want to accidentally go past anything. So we got some program data stuff with random names. If we jump over here, what have we got? It looks like it was actually deleted. And I do have hidden items turned on, so unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay, we got more stuff with Edge, so I'm going to keep scrolling. I'm going to go a little faster. Yeah, this is all Edge stuff. Let's go back up. What else we got here? We got some more of those journal entries. And yeah, so just as I assumed, it is looking through everything to do with Firefox. Fortunately, this is a brand new machine. There's nothing to do with logins or anything like that on this machine. Save telemetry pings. We got some storage stuff. I'm going to scroll through this. We're back to Edge. Man, it is pulling every single file about Edge on this computer. And it looks like this is all just going to be Edge, unfortunately. Oh, wait. We got more. Config in the C directory. Oh, and it is looking for more stuff. It's trying to pull whatever Moonchild Productions Pale Moon is and Thunderbird, which I don't have either of those. Telegram Desktop. So it looks like it is running checks to see if that is on here. It's looking for Amazon Web Service stuff and Microsoft Azure. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. It's checking the recycling bin. It's even going as far as to look at pictures, which is very strange. And that seems to be about it. So fair enough. We can go ahead and minimize that. I won't close it just in case, there is a possibility I need it later, but we can go ahead and also stop this and save it as 2. Although I'm fairly certain we're not going to get anything new out of this. I think the malware has already killed itself. So let's close these really quick. Import data, and we're going to get 2. We'll let that load for a second. Then once we're done taking a look at that, I'm going to restart the computer and see if this has any persistence whatsoever. Very interesting malware. I expected to see a lot of observed domains once I saw just how poor this got by AV scanners and other communities. Because it's on VX Underground and it's on the place where I pulled it from. But yeah, it's interesting. And tell you what, while it's scanning, I'm actually going to take a look at a few of these IP addresses on Abuse IPDB. So let's go ahead and pull that over to the other side of the monitor. First one I'm going to take a look at is this, because I didn't actually see a connection to it. Let's just put in the IP address. We don't need all that. It was not found in their database. But it is correct. That is out of Germany. It's out of Nuremberg. Okay. Now if I try to connect to this... I have my numlock turned off. 116.202.182.67. I'm sure I'm not going to get a connection, or it'll show like connection refused or something like that, but it is what it is. We'd have a few others as well. We've got that Telegram domain, which I'm not touching Telegram with a 10-foot pole, but it is there. Yeah, it's the same IP. I'd like to take a look at this one as well. It has 7 detections out of Great Britain. So let's try that. That's the one I just copied. Yeah, it is. It was found in the database, reported 168 times, and it's actually Telegram ISP. So we're looking at port scans, brute force, web bots, and web app attacks. Hacking, email spam, phishing. Yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff for that. Request takedown. If this is your IP, you may request to take down any associated reports. Okay, that's a little ridiculous that you could even do that. This is not going to connect for us, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. We could at least try to do this and see if it downloads anything. I said we could at least try to copy this and see if it downloads anything. Okay, this is ridiculous. Copy. And no, it's not even pulling the file off of that server. As a matter of fact, this finally said an error occurred during the connection. So we're not going to be able to get much from that either, which is very unfortunate. Let's look at this IP really quick, and then let's look at this RAR file just to see what that is exactly. So open link in new tab. Criminal IP, GData, malware URL, and Viper detecting it. Bunch of community votes, which is interesting. It's best to completely close the website and application, and they won't clean it up. They'll clean it up, etc., and block it completely. And damn, after all, they won't buy protection and add cybersecurity. Oh, it's Telegram. Okay, it's a Telegram API host. Fair enough. Telegram Messenger, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and both of these are saying that it can't be connected to. As a matter of fact, is this down? It is possible that this is actually just forward. So if we reanalyze this, and we see what connections are there, it was last analyzed a day ago. I'm starting to think that this IP is actually down now, which would be unfortunate, but at least we got to take a look at the malware itself. This is just something that you have to consider and hope you're ahead of the curve when you do malware analysis, especially when you record it. But you're not going to get to see the entire effect every single time. The unfortunate truth about a lot of these is that they unfortunately only remain open for like a few hours to a day tops. Now, you'll have some exceptions, and we've seen some of those exceptions on this channel, but I've got a feeling that this IP is actually down. So here's another thing that I'm going to try. Let's do whois first. Let's search that IP address. Oh, sorry, wrong one. So this is from, let's see. I know it's from Germany, but I'm looking for anything else that might tell me a little more. Unfortunately, not much. Okay. And I'm pretty sure is it down right now is just for website names. We put in an IP, it's probably not going to show us anything. Yeah, it's not even going to try. Okay, that is unfortunate, but most likely what's going on is, just off of an educated guess, this IP is down. So that was probably the C2 server, which was done away with. And it looks like this is just the same file, but just packaged. So that's fine. No community score or comments or anything. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to just go ahead and restart the computer. Let's close all of this so that it doesn't try to just say anything goofy when we restart. And then I'm going to rush and open Process Explorer. Let's go and restart. And then that will most likely be the end of the video. But I hope you guys did enjoy this new video. I know it's been a while since I've recorded one. I've had some stuff going on with work and with school, and a new semester started, and it's just a bunch of nonsense. Also, that's obviously not my real name. Why is it not letting me type anything? Alright, malware analysis. Go, 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 go. Process Explorer. This does open considerably slower than Process Hacker, which is unfortunate, but that's okay enough. And I'm gonna look for anything suspicious. I figured that fake service host would have opened by now, and I'm not seeing any tools that are being dropped. We're still in computer startup, so I'll wait a little bit, but I've got a feeling that I was correct with assuming that this is only going to run once. And OneDrive is open again. I really need to figure out a way to debloat this. I did run a few debloat tools, but none of them seem to do anything with OneDrive itself. I just don't want it on the computer. I do not want it. But yeah, I mean, at this point, if it was going to run, it would have run by now. So that is going to be it for Stelpak. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to leave a like and a comment in the comment section down below, letting me know if there's something I didn't do that you want to see in future videos. Also, in the comment section, you will have the MD5, the SHA-1, and the SHA-256, so you'll be able to take a look at this for yourself. My name is Larry Bodenheimer, you guys have been amazing, and I will see you in the next one.